Hey kids, welcome to another Glenn's Drum Emporium. Um, I've been doing a lot of recording tracks, drum tracks for customers. I do that on the side, outside of playing with bands live. Um, Got into that pretty heavy during the COVID lockdowns, and it's been fun. I just kind of put my name out on different forums, and it kind of went from there. Just if you wanted drum tracks, blah blah blah, you send me your tracks. I record three versions of your song for $100 a song. So that's how I did it, and seems to be kind of a steady thing, steady incomes. A lot of fun, lots of fun because I get all different styles of music, and there's some stuff uh, that's not even my style or taste, and end up growing to love the change. Like so, anyways, I'm gonna show you what I do basically. Um, the whole principle of this is the person sends me just a rough demo. Hopefully, they play to a click track. I prefer that, obviously. Um, and if they do, they give me the tempo of the song. Um, they also give me ideas. They'll say play it straight on the verses, choruses do something different. Some of them want the same thing all the way through. Some of them are instrumentals. They want me to build up from basic to a little more complicated. It varies. Some people just say go nuts, do whatever you want for the three takes. It's all over the place. Um, and so far, everybody's been happy. I haven't had any complaints. I've had some repeat people come back, and I don't put any of their stuff online. That's their business. That's their privacy. A lot of these people write songs just for their fun. They have their own ideas for them. All I do is supply the drums. I don't put any other input. I do the odd bass line for them also. But it's strictly their own private affair. This is a private business. I do my drums for them. Whatever they do with my drums tracks after that is up to them. As I mentioned in a post on Facebook, I give them the raw drum tracks and the multi tracks. It could be up to 16 tracks depending on the song. If they want double bass or all this other stuff. They get all the raw tracks. They can mix them any way they want, level wise, tone. I don't care. It's like my drum track is theirs. Once they pay for it, so they can do whatever they want. I rarely hear the finished product, and it's kind of weird. But that happens even with the professionals. Like sometimes, I mean, they walk in. It's a job. They do their part. They walk out. They never hear from the artist again. Sometimes you can log what. I've got a list of the people I've worked with on this, and I have them categorized as a number, customer number. I do have their names logged, but in the main worksheets that I'm going to show you, they're just numbers. So I'm going to use this as an example. My first thing is I always listen to the song that they give me. We transfer files through a program called Dropbox. Um, some people in my local community, they bring a thumb drive over, and I put the song into my computer. But most of the time, it's an online thing. People from other cities, so they send me the song. Either sometimes it's just a raw MP3 in MP3 form, and they email it to me, which is fine. That works too. If it doesn't have a click, I usually put one on, obviously, but I have to know what they recorded at. Some people send me a version with click and without, but I prefer my own click because I can alter it the way I want to help me get through the song. So the trick to this is I'm not really learning the song perfect in the sense of that I'm going to remember how this goes a year from now. So, like say, I've had this happen. Say I do 3 tracks for somebody, and they work with them, and I don't hear from them for 6 months. Then they message me back. They go, they would want change. Well, I haven't been playing that song every day for 6 months. I only did it for the sessions. So I need some way to go backwards to what I have and a chart. I need a chart as a reference point. So if they want some subtle change in there or one part taken out, I can basically get my chart up, see where that part is, alter that, and just follow a chart to redo that part for them. I don't know if that makes sense, but I don't have all these songs logged into my memory that I can just play them like this if 6 months down the road these people want to change. I need a library of, or an archive to know what I did, and a chart as a roadmap of how I did those parts. So it's almost like I don't have to relearn the parts, but I definitely have to have a chart to get through whatever change they want. So I will alter the chart. So I'm going to show you the charts that I make. First, I'm going to show you what I do. I take this song, I put it in just a simple program called Mixcraft. I've showed you this for doing my keyboard sequencing for bands, for my own bands. Same program. It's real simple. I can sit in this chair upstairs and watch TV and do this. So I insert their songs. Say, in this case, the song is at 105 beats per minute. I'm going to try and get close to the computer, and hopefully the camera picks it up. I have already a template set up with various 3 different types of click tracks. They're done via MIDI, so they will, whatever tempo I change to, the MIDI click will adjust accordingly. I don't have to recreate new click tracks. So I have 2 speakers back here, one here behind me, one over here, and they're behind my head. It saves on my hearing, because click tracks can be quite annoying and deafening. So I keep them behind me so they're not going jamming straight into my ear. Now this is just for the creation part. For a click track version for me to practice to, or to go over a few times and create the drum parts. And also this is the software and the time I create these charts. So right now I've logged in a song. This is the song right here. This line right here, that's the song. This is my click track that is always already put in. These are alternate click tracks. I know you can't really see the notes there, but they are right here. Also, actually, I think that's the vocals. Yeah. So this click track is right here, this section of the clicks. Now, these are various clicks, but I have a vocal line, so I can add vocals with a microphone. And if there's a part that's a little bit confusing, I can actually talk a special command to kind of cue me when a part's coming that's really strange. Okay? And I can edit the vocals EQ wise or whatever. So I'll give you a sample of that. I'm just going to solo it. Sometimes I have these stockpiled here, so all I can do is copy a section. Like this is a count 1, 2, 3, 4. I can just highlight that and paste it wherever I want. So let's just give it a little bit here.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So in this song, it's 4/4 time. This is part of my template. It's always there. I also have, if this song is actually an instrumental, There might be vocals on it at some point. I don't know. That's not my say. So I also have these commands
intro,
for intro,
verse, chorus,
so each one is a word.
bridge, lead,
Lead break,
outro.
outro. So all I have to do is I can highlight. Oops, let's do that again here. If I need verse ones, all I have to do is just highlight this, copy it, paste it wherever I need it in the song. If I need vocals, okay? Most time I don't. I just use a regular click and it works fine. So I pan the click one side, whether it be left or right. I usually like to click in my right ear and the music in my left. So here's the song here. Click goes out this side. That's a guide click from the person that sent the song. So you can hear it. Click out this side, music out this side. Okay? So I made a chart for this song. And I use lots of bright colors. And I try and title the parts because this is an instrumental. So, as you can see, I'm going to move around a little bit. Sorry for the shaky hands. So we got the customer. And we got the title. We have the time signature, which is 4/4. The beats per minute, very important to know what speed your song is. Saves on all the hassles. So I went through the entire song, and basically the song is in 3 groups. So I usually subdivide these into groups, and each group has sections, and some parts repeat or what we say are common throughout the parts. So I name the music parts: part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, and in this song part 5 plus the sustaining outro. So then I color code each part. So music part 1 is green. You can see that happens 4 times. Music part 2, it happens 4 times in the song. It's the baby blue. Music part 3, it's the yellow. That happens also 4 times. Music part 4, it is the magenta pinkish color. That happens twice. And part number 5 happens twice in the song, but it repeats here, and then a sustaining last note for the song. So so now I can practice each section of the song. Like I can loop it, that just part 1 in the song in my player, I can just loop that over and over again and practice drums to it until I come up with a good part. Once I'm done with that part and it's in my head, I can go to part 2, do the same thing. I can create a loop of that part. And I can do that with every part. Let's go here. And in here, we can create a loop. Say I'm doing maybe part two of the song. So let's try that. Now it goes back to the beginning, and I just practice that loop. It's a great thing about this software. I can create a loop and just practice it and practice it and practice it on the drums. What I normally would do is I would record each section, just a small section, into an MP3. So I always have just each section as an MP3, a separate. It's almost like a mini song with each part. And so I can just play the one part over and over and just loop it forever until I get comfortable with it before I record the drum tracks. Sounds complicated. It probably is, but I'm a geek, so. So the whole point of this is, with the chart and doing the songs, is once I'm behind the drum set, I have all the information I need. I have the MP3 of the song that I'm playing with my own click added to the song. I have the chart. Then I have the small, I put it all in a folder. So I have the MP3, the chart for each customer, and I have each section of the song done in MP3 form. Now I don't, and they're labeled, but I don't have to do that with every song. Like with this particular song right here, it's pretty straightforward. You can see the chart that most of this is in 3 groups. The parts are very similar. So once I learn that intro section, it can be adapted to the other sections. Part 2 and 3 are the same. The big changes come in part 4 and part 5, where the customer wants it to be, more double bass and that kind of stuff, a little more aggressive. So it's that kind of thing. Now, in the part 5, I will put like if there's something really funky, like a change, like a drum fill that's going to be a different time signature, I definitely have to add that in, and I did. There's like a 3/4 fill. I'm going to see if I can find it here. Right here. This pattern repeats as a whole full pattern here with it. Now the whole thing repeats again. This is the outro. And then it just sustains. So those are marked in my charts, like right here. Basically it says mimic the guitar for 3 bars and with a 3/4 fill. So that entire pattern repeats basically 4 times here, but I just, right there it repeats twice. I just went repeats twice and then repeats twice again. It's just easier to read. Sometimes I would miss if I change that to a 4, and I don't want to do that. So that's a scoop. That's how it's prepped before I go down on the drum set. So we'll take you downstairs next and show you basically in my studio. Now I have two, that's weird, I got two parts to my studio. I have the jam room, or what we call the rehearsal room, and then we have the actual recording studio. So the jam room is where all the work gets done, where I do most of my online videos for the public, for a lot of stuff. And this is where I actually rehearse all this material. In that room is a full drum set and also an electronic drum set. Some customers want a rough draft of what I do first. So I'll do it on electronic drums because it's easier. I can just mix it down real simple to a stereo right left track, and then get a rough idea what I'm doing just using an electronic drum set. And I've only recently started doing that, and probably in the last year and a half. But it works out really well. And then you just transfer it to the drum set. But most of my rehearsal stuff is done on a drum set, a real drum set. So next step coming. Hold on. Okay, kids, we're in the in my rehearsal area, jam room. We don't jam down here much anymore, so I got a lot more drum storage stuff here than anything. But for me personally, this is where I practice, work out drum parts for anything and everything. For the most part, 90% of the time I'm on this kit, working out parts for my own bands or for customers like we're talking about when I do recording for them. There's two ways to do this. Late at night, I have an electronic kit that I use to work out parts if I'm nocturnal, so I like doing things at night. And then when I've got them in my head or learned, I go on the real kit because it's totally different playing a real kit, but you get the basics done on the electronics. So I'll show you basically, this is the electronic kit. I'll put my iPad stand next to that and work out the parts. I can do it with the speaker. I mean, that's a 1,000-watt speaker. It's enough to take your head right off. I keep it at low volumes if I'm practicing live with the music, because I run everything through that speaker system. Most of the time, though, I use headphones on this kit late at night, and it's just to work out drum parts. Some customers want a rough draft quick. I'll send them this 2-channel left and right out of this, and they get a bearing on what I'm doing. This is the kit I do most of the work on. Normally this kit's bigger. It's a double bass kit and usually has an extra tom. It's a pretty big kit. Don't mind the other drums here. I'm always working on drums. So this is the main meat and potatoes place where I record all my instructional videos and where I work on material. I do it on the studio kit, the big Yamaha kit too. But most of the stuff that I get contracted to do for drum tracks is based on this 4-piece or 5-piece kind of setup for drums. And I just recently installed a cheater beater on this. Normally I don't play cheater beaters or double bass too much on the songs I get contracted for. So this is what we call the cockpit. So it's got everything I need. Everything is mic'd up. Going through an old analog board. I get great quality out of that. That's what you hear in most of the videos I put online. It does the job. And we just go from there. So let me tighten this camera thing up a bit. So upstairs, showed you the chart. This is the chart for that song we're doing. As the beats per minute 105, I enter that into the software. So if I just want to work on a part without the music and get it to where I like, that's where I'll do it from. I can just plug the headphones into the tablet, or I can run a lead into my mixer also with this. I have a channel set up just for click track. So, and it's normally this one here. I don't have it labeled, but it's normally that one right there. But this is the music. So if I'm practicing the song, you can see we have that customer folder, customer song. Oops. There's the song. So I just click on the song. There's the player. And it's coming through. And it goes into my headphones. So, you can practice that. I also have the chart here too, if I need it, but it's too hard to read off to my right. So we have it in this. And the beauty of the program I use is called Song Repertoire. Is I can circle things if I need something to bring my attention to a certain part. So, pretty basic. Oops, sorry about that. And your typical thing. But I always mark the beats per minute of the songs that I'm doing and the time signature, because I do some songs in odd time signatures, some jazz stuff and that people want, 7/8, stuff like that. So my furnace is on, making a little more noise than usual. I'll be glad when that winter season's done. So this is the scoop. The whole drum set is in here. You can see it. I record everything into a Zoom recorder. Line outs of the board, stereo out into here. I got great sound quality out of it. No complaints. I have these weird mics. I have two of these. This one, the second one's off the kit right now, but this is an ambience thing for the kick drum. Runs off battery, but it adds so much to the drum set. It's kick drum and overheads when I'm using them. We do have overheads. They're matching overheads. They pick up enough of the cymbals to warrant a decent quality of sound. So that's the scoop. That's how I do it. Once I learn all the parts on this kit, which doesn't take too long, I'm pretty thorough. So I'll work on the segments, record, get ready to record in the other room, and we'll show you how we do it there. All right. So hang in there. Oh yeah, before I go, so this is for recording a a rough draft for one of the customers. This won't be the finished product on here. Even though the quality is pretty good, it's not individual tracks where you can edit the kick drum and the toms and that. Basically, the drums recorded here always go to a stereo right-left mix only. It works for the videos that I post and some lessons, but not for a person wanting to do stuff on their originals in their own home studio. So we're going to move the other kit in the recording studio with the big mixer over there. Okay, we're in the recording studio part. That's where we do the final parts. I have what they call a drum template that I made. So every time I do a song, I don't have to re-enter all this data, which is overheads and all this fun stuff. I don't have to do any of it. It's already there. Coincides with all this. This is all the meat and potatoes of the drum set, whereas these four right here, they double as other things for the drums, like room mics. I normally run 2 room mics way over there. So when I'm doing my drums for somebody, this is always set. The levels are already set to go. And away we go. Nothing is recorded. All I have to do is I enter their song in a separate channel. I usually have it listed under Ghost. Right there, Ghost. And I enter their song in. Get everything ready in record mode, and then I go over to the drums. Which has the same monitor set up. Right there. And I operate all that from back here with keyboard, wireless keyboard and wireless mouse. There's the wireless keyboard and wireless mouse. So I can get it all recorded great on the drums for customers. And then once they're happy with the 3 takes, I try and do something really different for 3 takes. Most of the time it ends up being the first one that they like. Yeah, then I send it off, the files off in internet land through Dropbox, and they go from there. It sounds like a lot of work. It really isn't, because everything is set up in templates. I don't have to, do each thing individually anymore. I just made a template. So if I'm doing a song for someone, I open the drum template, the click track template for the other program upstairs. Everything is real simple and quite fast. The hardest part is basically learning the tracks for people. So that's how we do it. Thanks for watching. Oh, yes. I do the bass tracks too on some. Bass rig is over there. It's already hooked up to the recording system, so I can add my own bass lines to my own drums for people if that's what they want. That's happened a few times. So that's extra money though. If I'm playing 2 instruments, it's more money. So it's not like you get a cut rate. I still have to learn bass parts and I still have to learn drum parts. It's still extra money. It's still like you're hiring a bass player and a drummer separately. Okay, thanks for watching.